Good afternoon, everybody. We're back at our job here. We're about to finish up. These tires, probably not going to get those for them. They're just going to be, something separate. We're going to have to pay for it. We're just trying to stay within budget for them. So there's only so much more that we'll be able to do after we finish this. Get away, you freaking bee. But we're pretty much full. Got a little bit to go. And I think, looks like that'll about do it. And this week, in the last 7 days, I'm including today because I'm doing the work, but the guy paid for it earlier in the week. But this week alone, we've made almost $4,300 in just 1 week. So everything that I've been doing or saying or showing, well, not everything, but a lot of the things would be what you'd call proof of concept. It's not like making $4,000 or $1,000 a day like it happens all the time. It'll probably be a bit more gradual and happen more often as time goes on. But the thing is, what we have in place right now gives us the potential to not just make over $4,000 in a week, to make much more than that. Because when you dial in the numbers and look at the hours worked, you're talking 30 hours at most. So there was plenty of room to be able to make more money, especially given all of the other opportunities or options that we're able to use to help bring in revenue to the business. So Angie leads, roadie, load up, thumbtack, dispatch, send pecs. Those are the main ones. And I do have a trash route. So that brings in extra income every month as well. And it's a set amount of revenue as well, which is nice. But, obviously your circumstances are just going to be slightly different. Your area, everything. Maybe I'm just fitting into my area really well. Maybe I understood the market a little better as I was going about my business, which is why things are turning out the way that they are for me. What I'm doing won't work for everybody. I've had to do things and change things as I've gone to help acclimate things towards my business and gaining revenue. And I imagine you people are going to have to do the same thing. You're going to start your business and you're going to be going, and there's going to be parts that you'll have to learn, get more experience with, better skills, or just change something entirely that you didn't even realize you'd end up doing, like myself. I wasn't thinking really about junk haul at all, although I kept it open as an option. I figured if I could run a load for 30 or 40 bucks, then I can probably pick up a couch for a little bit more money. And so as time went on, I ended up getting accepted through Load Up, did that a little bit. And as time went on, it was pretty apparent to me that my profit margins were really good on the junk haul side of things. So that's what I went after. And that was the right decision for me. You can download a bunch of gig apps and do a courier service. You can just do a junk haul business. I'm doing both because that's what helps it bring in the revenue. If I have days where there's not a junk haul job, I'm doing the courier service. If it's Wednesday, I'm doing the trash route, right? And maybe a job or two. Just depends. And that really helps keep me busy. So I had to do multiple things in order to make the income that I wanted to make and to set myself up for even more potential revenue. You know, that's one thing I really kind of want to highlight is, you know, before this month, it was right around like 1,500 a week, and we were gaining some momentum, and then we peaked over 2 grand. And now after that, it's over 4 grand, you know, and it's not going to be like an all the time, every day, every week, every month thing. You know, it's going to have its ups and downs, but it has the potential for that, and it has the potential for much more. So that's how you should utilize your capital. Use your money to help bring in more revenue. It's not that you're just buying a dump truck. You know, right now we're about to finish up this job, and there's 2 other jobs in there. There was a job for almost $500, and there was a job for $140, and they were already in there. You know, and now we're adding a $500 job on top of it that was already paid for. You know, so you're talking, and this isn't even going to reach a ton at the dump, and they price it by the ton. So I'm going to go pay $87 for not even a ton worth of material, which meaning I could have had heavier stuff or more stuff, although I'm not going to be able to have more stuff this time. But you're talking, you know, easily $1,000 worth of work in the back of the dump truck, and I only have to spend $87 and some change to dump it. You know, and then you have fuel and whatever. So pretty much every $1,000-1,200, you're spending about $200, give or take. Depends on your labor, your fuel, other expenses that you might have, and your dump fees, because my area is expensive. I've heard other people doing junk haul, and they'll say like $25 a ton, $35, $40 a ton, and I'm just like, mine's pretty much double of what I've seen everywhere, and my prices aren't double of what anybody's would be. But one thing I also like is, you know, I had a buddy of mine ask recently, like, what I was able to charge, if I'm able to charge whatever I want. And I told him, like, yeah, pretty much. You know, obviously you can't go too low, but with college hunks and some of the bigger companies around, you know, they're pretty much at the top of the market for pricing. And so when you have places that are so expensive to pick up a couch and a love seat out of somebody's living room, you know, they're quoting them right around $400. For me, that's not a $400 job. So yeah, I can pretty much charge whatever I want because the competition prices are so expensive. But the thing is, your quality needs to stand out. Your quality needs to stand up to the work and the price. You know, I think mine does, just because I show up and the people are like, oh, do you have help? I'm like, oh no, I got it. They're like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, trust me, I do it all the time. Most recently, it was actually that chase right there. And the lady's like, oh, I can't help. And I'm like, that's okay. And I went up to her and I'm like, well, let me see how heavy it is. She's like, it's made really sturdy. And I'm like, okay, so it's probably heavy. And I just picked up a little bit. I'm like, oh, I got it. I stood to the side, picked it up, walked out the door. And I was like, I'm just going to take a picture. It was actually a load-up job, and I'll be good to go. Man, and it was just so quick and easy, you know. And you also have to, I've had really decent judgment when it comes to getting jobs for the prices that, you know, I'm either asking for or that are there or available. You know, but you have to find a way to pretty much stay in constant motion. You should always be finding something that's moving your business or yourself forward, because it's going to open up more opportunity. Something like this dump truck isn't just held down to junk haul. You know, there's plenty of different things you can do with a dump truck, with a cargo van, even with a simple pickup truck. There's a lot of stuff you could do. Ta-da! It could be a little bit, you know, more cleaned up, but there's just so much stuff at this property, and trying to stay within budget there's just a lot going on. But so we cleaned out this shed, moved tires and stuff from behind. As you can see, here's a garbage pile. We took one full load of this stuff already. There's only a little bit left. That looks like, could be a water tank, could be a propane tank. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not looking at it though. There's a garbage pile I'll walk over closer to it. This one didn't get touched. Tire. Put more tires over here. This shed got completely cleared out and then collapsed. I had a job this morning. It was just a few items: mattress, box spring, broken chair, old boxy small TV, right? Kind of, I feel like that's like your typical job, really. And it was, of course, for a decent price. You know, everybody's happy in the end. And, you know, not even 15 minutes down the road, and didn't even take 5 minutes to do the job. Came back home, got everybody ready, went to the whole ordeal. Tomorrow is a complete off day. I have a doctor's appointment. I have to get my hair cut. And I also have to go to the dump. So I guess I will be doing a little bit of work, but it can wait until Wednesday. I just want to kind of get rid of it as soon as possible, though. But I wanted to carry on and just point out a few things. One of them is you need to be able to just really dial in and just focus on what you're doing. Tomorrow, or actually Friday, I'm waiting for a specific tool. I have to change a part on the van, so I'm going to be running it really light this week. Because I really want the van to be fixed. I'm buying a new personal / work truck vehicle. And that I'm actually buying that tomorrow. And I'll have to go to the Secretary of State and everything as well this week. And my wife also has an appointment on Wednesday, and I am going with her with it. And, there's so much going on, but it's so nice to be able to just manage your own life however you have to. And, the $4,000 week plus isn't going to happen every week, at least right now. I at least know that for this week. But what it points out is where we've put our capital, it gives you the potential to have not only revenue for the $4,000, but more than that, because you're talking about not even 20 hours of work or labor. And that includes like drive time and everything, like everything involved. There might be some stuff I do at home, like clerical or something that I might not be including, but 20 hours, $4,000 in a week. So whatever we've done it up until this point has prepared us at least to be able to do that, and that's big. So would I like to see it every week? Do I want to see it every week? Absolutely. Am I going to try doing that? Absolutely. Will it happen every single week? Maybe not. Is it too big of a deal not to make $4,000 every week? In the beginning, no. We're getting there. We have a lot of moving parts, a lot of things going on. And, I wanted to a part of making this video is just to show you how possible it is. It's so possible for anybody, to do something like this. And it doesn't have to be junk haul. It doesn't have to be courier services. you know, but I would just suggest starting an LLC. It is fairly inexpensive. And just start structuring your life or the things around you or whatever you choose for your LLC and see where it takes you. You know, junk haul wasn't my first option, but it's been the better option that's happened. I started doing courier service, but there was a lot more footwork involved with that. And when it came to junk haul, I've been able to stay much more local and have much better profit margins. And that's for me. You know, it doesn't work that way for everybody. Some people, it's the complete opposite. Some people make a killing doing courier services and wouldn't even think about touching junk haul, you know? So it is what it is. But for now, I'm going to end this video here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.